Hey guys, we're going to be reading more of Heavy Metal Than You. It says Chapter 2, Wasted Youth Crew. Fast forward. Normally I just nodded to the doorman of my school, an all-boys prep school that was supposed to turn me into an upstanding young man. I know, I find it funny too. That Monday, I showed him a huge ear-to-ear smirk and gave him a cowboy shot with my fingers. He chuckled and shook his head, giving me a sentence or two of silence. The mouth moved, but nothing reached my ears other than Max Cavalera's voice. Sepultura was a sign of a good day. Only on a good day could I actually start off with brutal Brazilian death metal. I stomped down the halls happily, straightening my tie. Dress code. Didn't mind all that much. No conformity in my inner self. Only I guide my inner self. Dun-na-da-da-da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Was I becoming Beavis and Butthead character? Dun-na-na-na-na. A huge weight slammed onto my back, and I went stumbling forward, my arms swinging in windmills like I was a tightrope walker about to meet the safety net face first. I listened to the long, resounding eep of my Discman as I pressed the stop button and whipped around. Brent stood in his usual uniform, blacks and grays, extremely preppy. Black leather shoes, gray Armani shirt, black tie, black shades, gray slacks, black leather jacket, not the biker kind, the Donna Karan kind. His face surrounded a huge smile, hair tumbling from his head like the Red Sea turned black and gelled. John, or Irish as we called him, was on the ground next to him, seeing as I'd just thrown the boy from my back. He chuckled, a bright red curl falling in front of his forehead. Usual outfit as well. Vintage store jacket, punkish-looking collared shirt, red tie, torn jeans, airwalks. I, of course, was in my oh-so-trendy outfit. Jeans, Doc Marten combats, black overcoat, shirt tie, spiked wristbands, headphones, and acne. Conan the Barbarian, laughed Brent, as Irish pulled himself up. What do you guys have first period? Gym? This was a game of ours. I'm sorry. What class? Gym, PE, phys ed, running with Coach Sadist. One more time. Going out and having a cigarette with you guys, class? Really? Said Irish with a mock of excitement. Oh my god! Me and Brent have that class too! I went white girl on that. Oops. We sauntered out, laughing, talking, and about stupid things like the weekend homework and how much we hated school. I winked at the doorman on the way out, shooting him a thumbs up. Rewind. You're an insensitive idiot. Holden Caulfield is one of the most complex and important characters in modern literature, and blowing him off as a whiny little bitch just proves your ignorance, not his lack of relevance. You're entitled to your opinion, man, but it's, in my opinion, that you should be taken out back and beaten with a hose. I forget whether the guy was a wrestler or a football player. Whichever he was, all that mattered was him jumping over his desk at me and yelling, "You want to go, new kid? You want to go?" Two of his jock friends grabbed him and held him back, making sure to shoot me dirty looks as they sat him down and cooled him off. The teacher yelled at us all to be quiet, but not before one of them decided to shout, "Fucking queer!" Great. I'd left my last school thinking a change of scenery for high school would show me a new world, that I could get away from all the stupidity. So far, everyone seemed the same. When English class ended, I took my time packing up my backpack. I wanted to be the last one out, hopefully. Chongo and all his buddies would have disappeared by the time I left the room. When I finally looked up at the door, I didn't see them. Instead, I saw a stringy-haired-looking kid, all in black. The one who always sat across from me in history. He leaned casually against the doorframe with a lazy smirk on his face. Behind his hair shone bright, devilish eyes. Sam, right? I nodded, my shoulders rising. That was ballsy, kid, he said, shaking his head. Sorry, man. Whatever. You pissed me off with that, you know? His hand shot out. Brent Bowman. Pleased to meet you. I like the spiked bracelets, by the way. I smiled a little. Thanks. You doing anything for lunch yet? No, not really. He shot me a smile I liked from the minute I saw it. He motioned towards the door and we walked out together. Play. So you guys has was your Saturday night? Irish glanced at Brent apprehensively. Did you tell him? I wanted to tell him. Nah, go ahead. Irish grinned at me, his punky red hair making him look like a madman. So guess what we did? Childish laughter rose in my throat. Got drunk? Fuck yeah, we got drunk! The laughs burst from all three of us, pouring out of our throats. I imbibed enough whiskey to kill a large ape and then puked an entire calzone into Jamie's chute. Our disgust led to more laughter, and soon we were helping each other to stand up. It was like that with Irish and Brent. I trusted them more than anyone in the world, from day one. They'd never judged me or treated me as an outsider in any way. They ragged on me, sure, but we all did that. Our way of saying, you matter to me, was to say, I did your mom. Choice, guys, very choice. Wish I'd been there. I did, too. Whenever my friends had a good time and I wasn't there, I felt cheated. Then Brent caught on, and it began. You're happy today. It's not on the itinerary. Beg your pardon? He shrugged. You're not normally happy. You're normally tired or depressed or angry or devious or hungry, but not usually happy. What's up? Hungry isn't an emotion, you moron. Enough talk. I don't know, I sighed. I'm just in a good mood, is all. Ah, said Brent slyly. You got mad amount of prey from this new girl. There's a new girl? Irish jumped in. What's the deal, please? Someone tell me the deal. Sam has a new woman. He's pimping it hardcore. What? Asked Iris suspiciously. Which chick is it this? Where does she go to school? If word on the grapevine is right, it's that girl Melissa. You've seen her in the halls probably after school when the girls from the play are here? She's doing lighting. Irish shook his head. You know I don't do the theater thing. What does she look like? Long brown hair, really curvy, very skinny neck, blue nail polish. That girl? Sam bagged that girl? Irish yelled, looking at me. I turned pink. How does that happen? I'm better looking than you, I'm cooler than you, I'm smarter and thinner than you. I have a bigger penis is all, I said, shrugging. Iris snarled and checked me into a parked car. Laughter, cigarettes flicking, and vulgar insults ran all around as Irish ended a rant on the truly scandalous things he was going to do with a pitchfork and some KY jelly. Brent put his arm around my shoulder. She, wash your salami? Jesus, man, I said, that's uncalled for. That's a yes if I ever heard one. It is not. I've been with her once. That's it. Hey, Irish, is being with a girl once enough times to get your salami washed? Your mom certainly thinks so. I hate you guys. I swear to God, I'm gonna get new friends. Ha! Irish laughed, pointing at me. Sam hangs out with losers. His friends suck. Wait, fuck you too! Rewind. Brent couldn't make it. I looked up from my plate of steak and eggs. In front of me stood a ragged, red-haired punk in vintage clothes from head to toe, staring at me with a completely impartial look. I could either be someone new and cool, or a pesky insect in need of destroying. I frowned. Oh, okay. Who are you? John McKinney. Call me Irish, everyone does. He glanced at the seat next to me, then to my shirt. Guar, huh? Never much a metal fan myself. You're new here, right? Yeah, I just started going here. Any reason? Were you thrown out? I felt like I was being interrogated. Nah, I just got really fucking bored with my old school. I'm Sam, by the way. Yeah, I know. Brent sent me to apologize for him and all that, and told me I should have breakfast with you and all. You friends with Brent? Yeah, outside of school and all, we hang out, party, debauch, you know, the usual. I nodded, forking eggs together. He's been He's been urging me to come out one of these nights. I might join you. You should. It's pretty nuts. Irish slid into the seat across from me. After a few seconds, he said softly, "Hey, you know that's the most horrible thing ever?" "What?" I asked, shoveling a large pile of scrambled eggs into my mouth. He grinned. "Finding blood in your stool. Eggs fucking everywhere. We were friends from then on." Play. We sat down on our stoop around the corner, sighing from fatigue. I wondered about the trouble I was going to get in for cutting Jim, but my daydreams elbowed out my worries, filtering back to her, to her body and her voice from her smile, and her way her hair smelled, until I looked over and saw Brent staring at me, expecting a response. "Sorry, what? Did you do the history paper this weekend, or were you too busy getting your game on?" Yeah, it's all done, and enough of the dirty talk, kid." "Wow. Did you do your homework while getting your rocks off?" "Irish man, what the—" "Well, actually, that would be pretty great." Brent pulled out a second cigarette, lighting it expertly. "I smoked, yeah, and so did Irish, but Brent, man, he sucked him down like no other. Maybe he had some sort of major oral fixation, or maybe he had terrible ADD and needed to self-medicate, but I don't think that it was really it. What it came down to was Brent loved smoking. It was an activity for all of us. We smoked because we liked doing it, not because we were addicted. Brent, though, he made it his thing. Some people made model cars, some people played football. I acted and listened to heavy metal. Brent smoked." "I cannot believe," he said, pouting, spouting little puffs of tobacco, "that you're allowed to hand that fucking thing in as an academic assignment. I'd kill to do that paper." "Really? Why?" "Why? Because you wrote a paper about voodoo, man. I mean, that's a dream paper for a freaky-ass metal boy like yourself." It was still a lot of work, you know. "Yeah, but dude, I bet you loved every minute of it." Irish said. I shrugged. It had been pretty damn fun. History papers were not my biggest talent, but this one had been a cinch. Zombies, werewolves, magic, dark gods, foreign lands, stuff I'd have studied on my own time. Brent had spent the entire weekend bitching about having to write about trading routes, and the jealousy had only been fueled my love for the paper. I had one up on Brent. Life was pretty damn good right then. I suddenly realized I was staring off into space. Irish noticed it too and decided to add some commentary. "Dude, if you're gonna fantasize about the amounts of hot, sweaty action you got this weekend, do it on your own goddamn time." "Yeah," Brent chimed in, that sinful little smile blossoming again. "The last thing we need is your ass daydreaming about it all when you could be describing it to us." "I swear to God, I'm getting new friends," I mumbled. I'd said that almost every day I'd hung out with them for the past 3 years. Brent grinned at me, rubbing his head. "Our big spiky Conan. We know you love us." He finished his smoke and we walked slowly back towards the school. That's the end of the chapter. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Bye.